Good morning, everybody. I'm Trent Moss, National Sales Manager for Nexus Tools, the cutting tool division of Techniks. On behalf of all of us at Techniks, I'd like to welcome you this morning to our digital trade show. Much like a traditional trade show, we intend this platform to provide a forum for you to interface with experts in the industry. During the presentation, we encourage you to ask questions, seek information on your specific applications, and gain knowledge on how our solutions can help improve productivity and tool life while reducing scrap and saving your company money in your production. Simply use the chat feature on the middle right-hand side of your screen. If this window is not visible, just float your cursor over the green tab at the top of your screen. You can also send an email to info@techniksusa.com anytime. We'll respond to your questions during or shortly after the show. If you miss any part of this digital trade show, you can view the recorded version by going to our website and clicking on the digital trade show link on our homepage at www.techniksusa.com. This morning, I want to introduce you to to Nexus, our insert manufacturing partner, Lamina, and discuss how these products can help you be more profitable and productive in machining stainless steels. Before we go into any detail, though, I'd like to give you one small example. Whenever we bring in a new product line or a new product at all, obviously we want to test it in the field and see what sort of results we get. In this case, we called a well-respected job shop customer in Indianapolis who also is a neighbor of ours. And he said, "Sure, I've got just the part for you guys." Well, the part was a little challenging. It is stainless steel. There's heavy interruption in the cut. This particular customer is requiring one entire negative insert per part. In other words, this is what salespeople commonly refer to as the square egg opportunity. So we tested our new Lamina insert from Nexus. In this case, it was a C&MG 432 with the LT1000 coating. And the results, wow. Based on our customer's job of 300 pieces, he went from using 300 inserts to 75 inserts from Nexus and Lamina. And this morning, I'd like to spend a little time helping explain how this happens and how you can get similar results. The agenda we're going to follow this morning is, first of all, to talk for a moment about Techniks, our company, and our philosophy. I'll be very brief about that, but it is important. The eternal question of what's new, the three main challenges of machining stainless steels and how Lamina addresses them. Finally, and most importantly, how we can work together to test these solutions in your applications. Even though we can't see each other right now, this time is really about you, the customers, and the only way we can judge our success is by customer results. So a little bit about Techniks. For over 15 years, we've helped customers with innovative approaches to the CNC world, focusing mostly on the tool holder connection. We've lived really by one simple principle, and that's that every 1/10 of run out costs a customer 10% in tool life. Applying this principle to end mill holders, collet chucks, etc., has set us apart from our competitors and helped earn us a reputation for quality. The way to address run out with a tool holder is by addressing the rigidity and accuracy of the holder. And that's why one of our most successful marketing slogans is and has been, "Success depends on every component." But we're also an innovative company. And you know, tighter bore tolerances in end mill holders, ultra-precision collets, power coat nuts for collet chucks are not exciting things to talk about. They're simple, they're innovative, and they're very effective, though. And truthfully, I wish I had a nickel for every time a customer at a trade show has looked at one of our new products and said, "Why didn't I think of that?" But we're also more than tool holders. several years ago, we decided to get into the magnetic work holding business because we saw some opportunities to help customers. And over time, that has proven out to have been a great decision because instead of helping customers with incremental 1% and 2% improvements in productivity, magnetic work holding has helped them gain 50% time savings. 200% and 300% productivity increases are not uncommon. And always we're looking for new ways to help customers. Everywhere we go, trade shows, manufacturing plants, open houses, we always get the same question: what's new? Well, today, American manufacturers seem more determined than ever to find new ways to gain competitive advantage. Reshoring American jobs is now as common a conversation as offshoring was just a few years ago. Obviously, this is a very good thing. We're a company that thinks differently, and we think we can bring a helpful and new approach to the way that customers use carbide inserts. Additionally, we're leveraging our expertise in tool holders to create high-performance space mills, indexable end mills, turning tools, boring tools, and indexable drills. In fact, we have several new patents designed to improve rigidity and accuracy in holding tools. The first of these is our shrink mill system. We're the first company to apply heat shrink technology to a face mill. This is our shrink mill system and reduces runout by as much as 30%. The second new patent is our power lock system. This transforms a standard Techniks collet chuck into a high-performance milling chuck by simply inserting a square shank adapter into the collet chuck. The female adapter engages with the male end of our end mill holders, translating to virtually unlimited holding power, with the accuracy of a Techniks collet chuck at half the price. So a reasonable question that we have gotten from customers too is why Techniks and cutting tools? It's important to know just a few facts about the way that customers use inserts. Some of these facts may be surprising to you, but my guess is that a lot of this will resonate as true for you with your experience and the experiences of your customers. A few industry facts. Half the time, inserts are selected incorrectly. Nearly half the time, the inserts are applied incorrectly. And again, nearly half the time, inserts are discarded before they're fully used. Well, it didn't take us long to look at this information and understand that there's a tremendous opportunity for someone who can help customers make sense of this and simplify their work. So why Lamina? Why did we select them as a partner? We did several years of research, interviewing, and due diligence in our search for a manufacturing partner to make our carbide inserts. The nice way to say it is let's just agree that we kissed a lot of frogs. But eventually we arrived at Lamina Technologies from Switzerland. First of all, they met our criteria for quality. Swiss quality is a phrase that still carries a lot of credibility, and Lamina lives up to the billing. One small example is that within their insert batches, their tolerances were held to plus or minus 5 microns. Second, we're extremely compatible in philosophies. They challenge the status quo. They want to offer simplicity, particularly to the small and mid-sized shops who don't get the attention of the large carbide manufacturers. Instead of the typical new grade offerings that customers are conditioned to expect a couple of times a year from the major carbide manufacturers. Most importantly, they use common sense in developing products and serving their customers. Like us, this means simplicity, predictability, and responsiveness. So how does this help with stainless steels? That's what we're here to talk about today. I'd like to review 5 ways in which Nexus and Lamina work together to address the challenges of stainless steels. As we've discussed, the importance of using the right tool holder for the job goes a long way to start with. However, at the lamina side, they start with a sub-micron carbide powder with no cobalt enrichment. This helps resist the compressive forces typical of cobalt-enriched inserts. And we'll get to this later and how this affects application. The third point is proprietary edge preparation. Lamina's unique edge preparation is a complete departure from the traditional brush honing technique. Instead, Lamina uses a micro sandblasting technique that allows tolerances of plus or minus 5 microns. This precise honing allows for extremely sharp geometries, even with Lamina's substantially thicker PVD coatings. Note in these graphics, the competitors on the left, the one that's shown now, the blue circle represents a perfect circle. The red arc represents the actual edge of the insert. The closer that the actual edge follows the perfect circle, the more precise and consistent the edge geometry. On the right is Lamina's edge preparation. And as you can see, the differences are dramatic, and this will translate to dramatic performances also in machining. The fourth item that we're going to discuss is Lamina's unique PVD coating. Lamina's proprietary PVD coating provides both heat resistance and toughness. Lamina's scientists have developed a proprietary PVD coating technology. The newest version is called Magia. This is 2 to 4 times thicker than their nearest competitor. These coatings dramatically increase the insert's overall life and performance. The coatings are accompanied by sharper geometries, as we discussed, with the precise honing technique. Customers experience far less downtime and gain productivity that many thought unachievable. The last item we're going to discuss that is engineered into the product to help with stainless steels is Lamina's NX chip breaker. This is perfect for the ductile and gummy nature of stainless steels. This innovation provides a fully positive rake angle, precisely positioned deflectors, and a post-coating surface treatment to reduce friction and enhance chip evacuation in abrasive materials like stainless steel. So let's talk a little bit about stainless steel, the categories. As this audience understands, there are 3 basic categories of stainless steel. The first of these is martensitic and ferritic. That would be, for example, 400 series and 17.4 pH. A brief comment on this category. These materials are the least challenging of the groups. They have very similar machining characteristics to alloyed steels. Lamina solutions offer customers the advantage of working in these materials, but that's not where our focus is going to be today. We're going to focus on the second 2 categories, which is austenitic and then duplex and super austenitic. Austenitic would be, for example, 300 series stainless steel. These last 2 groups are the most difficult groups to machine, and it's where we want to spend our time today. They behave very similarly to high-temp alloys because of their heat resistance and cutting forces. Let's take a look at the challenges. There are really 3 challenges, and how Lamina addresses them to help you and help your customers. Okay, number 1. Stainless steels have a tendency to work harden during machining. This is again due to their gummy or sticky nature, the words that typically come up. Work hardening keeps the heat in the workpiece and in the cutting tool instead of being evacuated with the chips. Typical inserts will fail due to plastic deformation in these circumstances. And I've shown a photograph of it here that may look familiar to you if you've had to work in stainless with most inserts. Now we're still talking about work hardening. What some customers will do is simply slow down on their feeds and speeds to help address the problem. However, that creates a different problem, and that is commonly known as built-up edge failure. In other words, whether you slow down or you don't slow down, you usually have two choices with stainless steels that are going to lead to premature failure modes, and neither of these choices is a good option. So how does lamina address work hardening? Well, first, the NX chip breaker, which we talked about a moment ago. It's fully positive rake angle. Sorry to be repetitive, but this is very important. And the honing technology easily cuts the gummy material. That's what it was made to do. The second thing is that coating. The PVD coating greatly reduces friction. Combined with the NX chip breaker, these two features produce far less heat and far better chips, extending your tool life. Now, incidentally, lamina inserts like to take heavy depths of cut. An additional benefit is that your productivity is going to increase even further thanks to that. Challenge 2, bad chips. This is due to the ductile, gummy, sticky nature of stainless steels. In most inserts, stainless steels produce undesirable, long, and stringy chips. This is what keeps heat in the workpiece and the cutting tool. This leads to the insert failure mode of plastic deformation that we discussed earlier. Jobs cannot be left unattended because the operator has to manually remove chips after each part. How does lamina address the problem with chips? Well, what we all want are chips that look like 6s and 9s. Lamina has two tools to help address this. The first is the edge preparation we discussed. The heat is reduced, better evacuated with the proper chip formation, and the operator is free from monitoring the machine and clearing chips constantly. The second, again, we're going to bring up that NX chip breaker, that positive rake angle, the deflectors, surface treatment, reduced friction, the ability to break the chips, and greatly enhanced chip evacuation. The result are the chips that we want. Challenge number 3, the abrasive nature of stainless steels frequently leads to another failure mode that is known as notch wear. This problem causes a lot of downtime to change inserts. Most importantly, though, if it's not detected in time, notch wear can lead to catastrophic failure of the insert, total loss of the corner. Lamina combats this, again, with the PVD coating and the NX chip breaker. In addition to that, the post-coating treatment that lamina uses after the coating is proprietary, and they invest even more time here to deliver a product to reduce the friction and wear. So let's do a quick review of what we've talked about this morning. Lamina is engineered to perform in stainless steels. It is designed in every step of the engineering process, the production process, to be prepared when it comes into your shop to address this type of material. We've also talked about the proper tool holder technology adding tremendous value to your operation by having the best rigidity and accuracy possible. We talked about our customer and the results that he had, and obviously we have many more customers than just this one, but just to be very simple, I wanted to share that result again. This gentleman went from 300 inserts to 75 inserts, and also share the cost, where his cost went down just as dramatically as his use of inserts. Now, when you remember that this is one job of 300 pieces in one shop of many, many jobs and many, many different materials, but a lot of them containing these same challenges, this can be a dramatic improvement in this gentleman's business. And that's what we wanted to talk about with you, is obviously thank you for your time. We wanted to answer questions because I'm sure that for many of you, you've been working with inserts for a long time. Your experience would tell you that maybe this is not as good as build, and we'd like to hear your questions and talk with you about it. We'd also like to ask the opportunity to give us a try in your shop. And so we are ready to do no-risk testing. We have application support, engineering support here that can reach out to you either in person, via phone, and help you with your application. And all that you need to do to get this process started is give us a call, either at the 800 number below or at info@nexustool.com. We're also receiving a lot of questions right now online, and we'll be replying to those soon. But for purposes of this presentation, I am finished, and I want to thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to talking with each of you. Have a great day.